Let's start with module 6 system hacking. Okay, it uses CH hacking methodology, also called as CHM. Consists of four flows in this module: gaining access, escalating privileges, maintaining access, and clearing logs. Gaining access starts with security account manager, also called as SAM. It is placed in system root system32 config SAM folder. Windows mounts it in the registry under hklm/sam registry hive. It stores LM or NTLM hashed passwords. Vista and later Windows versions disable LM hashes by default. The LM hash is blank in the newer versions of the Windows. It is not possible to calculate LM hashes for passwords exceeding 14 characters in length. In this, LM hash value is set to a dummy value. SAM file content. The format goes like this. First, it will have a username, and then the user ID or SID, UID or SID. The third field is LM hash, and the fourth field is NTLM hash. Okay, new technology LAN manager. This is one of the method used in Windows platforms for managing the passwords. It's also called as NTLM. In NTLM v1 timestamp was missing. In NTLM v2 timestamp added. Okay, NTLM is present in Windows Vista onwards. Basically, it consists of challenge response strategies between Windows domain controller and client computer. In NTLM authentication, the client and server negotiate an authentication protocol. This is accomplished through Microsoft Negotiated Security Support Provider SSP. Domain controller generates a 16-byte random character called a nonce. This is the challenge. And the client has to client will use the hash which is agreed between both the domain controller and the client, and encrypts this random string and sends it back to the domain controller. The domain controller then compares with the encrypted string with the encrypted string sent by the client. If it matches, then the authentication is valid. So next is more advanced version of authentication followed by Windows or discovered by Windows or invented by Windows. Is called as Kerberos authentication. Now almost all systems uses this authentication mechanism. It provides strong authentication for client-server applications through secret key cryptography. Both the server and user verify each other's identity, whereas in NTLM case, it's only the client that was verifying its identity. But in this case, both the server and the user identifies. Messages sent through this protocol are protected against replay attacks and eavesdropping. Kerberos employ the Key Distribution Center (KDC), which is a trusted third party and consists of two logically distinct parts: an AS authentication server and a ticket granting server. Okay, now coming to password cracking. Types of password attacks: non-electronic attacks, active online attacks, passive online attacks, offline attack. So non-electronic attacks consists of shoulder surfing, social engineering, dumpster diving. Active online attacks: dictionary attack. To improve success of dictionary attack, use several dictionaries. Use of string manipulation along with the dictionary. Example, system2 Medsys. Brute force attack. Brute force attack. Some of the consideration for brute force attacks are as follows. It is time consuming. All passwords will eventually be found. Rule based attack. When some information about the password is available, more powerful attack than dictionary and brute force attacks because the cracker knows the password type. For online password cracking attacks, an attacker will sometimes use a combination of both brute force and dictionary. This combination falls into the categories of hybrid and syllable password cracking attacks. Hybrid attack, people change their passwords merely by adding some numbers to their old passwords. Syllable attack, used when passwords are not known words. Attackers use a dictionary and other methods to crack them as well as all possible combinations of them. Password guessing, the following are the steps involved in password guessing. Find a valid user, create a list of possible passwords, rank passwords from high to low probability, key in each password until the correct password is discovered. Hackers can crack passwords manually or by automated tools, methods, and algorithms. They can also automate password cracking using a simple for loop or create a script file that tries each password in a list. These techniques are still considered manual cracking. The failure rate of this type of attack is very high. Default passwords, Trojans, spyware, keyloggers, hash injection or pass the hash attack. First, exploit the target server to retrieve the hashes from the SAM databases. They then input the hashes acquired directly into the authentication mechanism. Any server or services running on Windows, Unix, or any other OS using NTLM or LM authentication is susceptible to this attack. The hacker carries out this attack by implementing the following 5